What's up, everybody? This is Karak with ACG. This is a weird situation, so I figured I'm going to cover this one last time. You may have noticed I changed the review score on Elden Ring to a wait. You may have also noticed me talking about the patch, and then you may have seen my review. I would love for you to stick through this. It's going to be a short video. I'm just going to explain a few things because this is pretty rare. But at the same time, one of the reasons why I got into reviewing is because I always felt the review process was a little lacking in transparency, a little lacking in exactly what was going on. That's why in a lot of my reviews, I do talk about technical situations, or you can see my videos on behind the scenes on how reviews are done. I want to explain the review process for a moment. The information I had was stating that 1.01 patch, which was the patch I played on, was not only the one for review, but was pointedly expected that people play on it, with marks to stress that. Part two of this is there was no official contact about any new patch coming, and all the communication sat solidly on that 1.1 patch or day patch being released. 1.1 is usually actually just your day one patch. This is pretty industry standard in reviews. Either reviewers have those patches or are clearly informed in communications that they are coming. So just a little bit of background on that. So I reviewed the game. I had a great time. I really enjoy this game, but I was sure that I wanted to make people aware of the stutters and FPS issues I had during the review process. So I covered that in the review, but it was still playable. Later, while playing the game for the Walking the Walk videos, these are videos where I do art and tech discussions about how a game was made, I was notified of a patch that had come in, that had been announced. And I was currently playing the original version, so it was pretty fresh in my mind what it performed like. I patched the game, and then for hours afterward, the performance was noticeably worse. Now, I did some testing here and there. There were all kinds of crazy theories about what it was. Oh, it was the cache. It was this for DirectX, and you just have to wait. But I played for hours, and that situation just didn't get better, and it was noticeably worse for me. Now, it may not be noticeably worse for everybody. We all have different configurations, different consoles with different SSDs attached if you're playing off that, or different NVMEs if you've got the PlayStation 5 and you've replaced it. But after testing it, I personally felt that the conclusion to me was that 1.02, which consumers were going to get, was worse for performance on PC in particular, which seems to be the case. Not for everybody, of course, but for a majority. My job is always going to be to report what performance you should get. Those results post-patch, they're in a terrible way, which isn't normal. Normally, patches try to improve performance. After discussion and after multiple hours last night of going back and forth and trying to figure out what the issue is, I decided to adjust the rating, as I feel that though I brought up the FPS issues in the review and the stuttering as well, because they're both there, I also felt that the performance patch made it worse, and that the version that I played, which was supposedly the review version, performed better for me, and it no longer really accurately reflected what I was getting performance-wise. So the score's been changed to a wait for sale officially, and an addendum's been added, and I also made sure to change it on OpenCritic. This problem was large enough that the devs issued a statement saying that they're actually looking to issues with the patch as well, and I think regardless if your performance is adequate or not, this post indicates that they're aware of the larger problem. So anyone with outlier good performance notwithstanding, I think that's a fair change. The game's truly great. It's truly enjoyable, very worth playing, but what you guys are seeing right now is not what I saw, and I think it's only fair. Just as if a patch improves things, where I will cover a game, I've covered Cyberpunk multiple times in the podcasts and improvements that they've made, unfortunately some problems as well, but I do think this is important. Those categories have dropped dramatically for me. The stutter and the bugs and freezes have actually increased, which is vital to make sure that the consumer knows that. You guys will always get that from me. The moment anything changes like that, I'm going to make sure to point it out. It's unfortunate and insanely rare. I don't remember the last time a patch made something worse, nor that it wasn't communicated to everybody. I actually heard about the patch on a forum post. I didn't get anything official. Didn't know if it was real or not, but it turned out to be real, and it made it much worse, and I think everybody should be informed. Anyway, that's it for me. The podcast is at 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time today. We're going to dive into this, dive into reviews. You guys know me, whether it comes to Cyberpunk, whether it comes to other games where I've had issues, or maybe other people had issues where I don't. I think it's vital to be accurate on this kind of stuff, and that's my job, and that's what I want to do for you guys. And I just think this is a shitty situation that hopefully, cross my fingers, they find what worked with the last version and they sort of get this new patch out that's got those performance improvements as well as some performance improvements that maybe 1.02 added, and put that in there. And if that happens, then you might hear from me again, but I'm hoping this is the last time you have to get a video from me about this. If you like these kind of videos and you like this kind of situation being described to you, give it a thumbs up, check out the Patreon, check me out on Twitter, what have you, or go subscribe to somebody that you like on YouTube, because it's rough out there. Peace out, everybody.